Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Play with Joy Taylor. I'm Joy Taylor. Thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you hit subscribe and follow us on social at the Daily Play Joy Taylor. So let's get to it. The Knicks up 2-0, beating Philly 108-102 in game 2. New York did everything that they were supposed to do in front of all of those celebrities at the Garden. You saw them all sitting courtside, so I don't need to run through all of them, but it was the perfect New York night for the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Maxey duked it out with 26 points apiece, but without Joel Embiid available. 20 points from Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby proved enough for the Knicks to take the 2-0 series lead. Obviously disappointing to not have Joel Embiid out there, but the Knicks didn't mind, and Brunson said most importantly it's staying poised, staying composed, just figuring out one play at a time, one step at a time, and not looking too far ahead. I do think that it is smart for the New York Knicks not to look too far ahead. They are in the perfect position. They did what they were supposed to do, defend home court, give good, solid performances from everyone, and now they are heading to Philly, where it is essentially a must-win game for Philadelphia. They cannot go down 3-0 to the Knicks. The series would be over. So now all of the pressure is on Philadelphia. I do think Philadelphia will win game 3, and they are certainly going to come out ravenous, as teams do when they are in desperate situations. And look, Philly matches up really well with them, and this was a good game by Philly by all accounts, just couldn't get it done. And obviously you don't have Joel Embiid out there. That's an issue. That's going to be an issue. So I don't think that the Knicks should overlook the Sixers. I like that Jalen Brunson said that. I don't think that they should look too far ahead. Take care of the task at hand. As Kobe said, job's not done. But if you're a Knicks fan, you are obviously in heaven right now and loving what you see. And now you're looking ahead to the next rounds. And if the Cavs can upset the Pistons, that is a better matchup than Knicks. If you pay attention to the regular season matchups, Knicks were 2-1 against Cleveland and 0-3 against Detroit this season, but Brunson and company did knock out the Pistons in the first round last year. Obviously, that's a completely different team. So the Knicks could be the team that comes out of the East. I thought as the postseason started that it was going to be Boston. Obviously, very wrong about that, as they are home. But I'm not entirely ready to jump ahead just yet. We're very early in the second round. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Knicks fans might. They have their 5th straight win. They're tied for second longest in a single playoffs in franchise history, and it's one shy of their longest, which is 6 straight in 1999. And they finished the game on a 12-3 run after the Sixers led 99-96 with 6:25 remaining, which I think is really important as a note, because finishing the game strong, closing it out, putting your, foot on their neck, whatever you want to say, and getting the win convincingly at home, defending home court, super, super important. After a really rocky start to the postseason for the Knicks in round 1, I like the intensity in which they're playing and that they handled business, and now it's on to game 3. The Spurs, the Spurs got their lick back for that Wolves game 1 win, a dominating performance in game 2, 133-99. I mean, this game was over at halftime, but the Spurs won the first quarter by 7, won the second quarter by 17, and led by 35 through 3 quarters. So this was quite the blowout, which is what the Spurs fans needed to see after Anthony Edwards and company stole one from San Antonio in game 1. Great bounce back from the Spurs. I loved them coming out with this kind of intensity. Really disappointing to see the level of intensity from the Wolves, especially because, I mean, you're in it now. Like, you stole game 1 at home. You have the opportunity to take another one from the Spurs, and just came out very lackluster, did not have the energy. They were taking terrible shots. They weren't running in offense. And the Spurs were just pushing the ball and doing everything that they wanted to. So after some inexperience leaked out in game 1, they got themselves together and dominated game 2. I love what I saw. 38-point win, 3rd largest playoff win in franchise history. 133 points were their 3rd most in a playoff game in franchise history. So a historic night from the Spurs, from Wemby, a great answer to that Wolves win in game 1 as this series continues. I still think it will be a long one, but really a great answer from the Spurs, just completely dominant throughout the game. So it's the NFL offseason. That means it's time for the Cowboys to make some headlines. Stephen Jones is embracing his father's responsibility of that with America's team on his latest comments on how the Micah Parsons trade has worked out. He is the Cowboys' chief operating officer. Said we feel really good about it. Obviously, much respect for Micah and what he stands for and how he plays and the caliber of player he is. But at the same time, we feel good about what we've added via that trade. You look at a guy like Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, they're alpha players who are not only great players in the field, but leaders in the locker room, how they go about their business in the offseason. They just bring leadership to this team. We got a guy like Caleb Downs, who's obviously the same type of character. He's going to make everyone around him great. Everyone's going to feed off him. I just feel very optimistic. We have the right pieces in place. Ultimately, the decision we made was that one player is not worth 4 or 5 good ones. We had that opportunity there, and I didn't feel like we were putting one player away last year, but I certainly feel like we're putting the pieces together to give us an opportunity to go and do what our fans deserve, which we want, which is to go and try and win the big trophy. Sorry. It's been so long since the Cowboys have done this. Micah, don't do it. Don't take the bait. Okay. Don't let them do this. This is what the Cowboys do. They have these PR battles. This chapter is done. Like everyone has moved on. You're with the Packers now. The Cowboys have lots of things that they need to fix. And at the end of the day, like, this is how the NFL goes. You have to make these decisions. Are you going to take one maybe all-time great player and make a move to add a couple good pieces and take the risk that maybe one of those pieces will end up being as good as Micah was? I don't know I don't know that we have fully seen what the result of this trade will be. I think it's going to take a few more years, as most of these big trades do. I mean, at the moment, obviously, I would say that the Cowboys did not win this trade, but winning and losing a trade takes time to see how all the pieces fall. You're not going to find this out in 1 year, usually, unless it's a complete and utter disaster, which could happen. But I think we'll need a couple more years to really pan out and see how both of these teams fare and what the careers look like. In the end, the Cowboys were not one piece away. Micah is a one-piece player on the defensive side for sure. But the Cowboys have a lot of things, a lot of pieces that they need. So I don't know that I would have done that move. I think Micah is one of one. He's a generational player. So like I said, you got to hope to get a generational player back. So we shall see. But Micah, we done. We done with the Cowboys. Let's face forward. There's nothing but sunlight ahead of us. So us. There's nothing but sunlight ahead of you. I can't wait for the NFL season to get here. Anyway, that is the Daily Play with Joy Taylor. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you hit subscribe and follow us at the Daily Play Joy Taylor, and tune in every day to the Daily Play with Joy Taylor at urban1podcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.